Hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back. If I can spell. There it goes. My name is Jamie. This is Knit Until I Die, and it's Crazy Pants. So I have managed, let me see here, to complete one leg. I have it tied up here so it's not so much of a problem while I'm working on the other leg. FYI, mom is out of the house. So when she comes home, my friend who is sitting right over here is going to go flying towards the back door. And probably barking. What else? I don't know. So I am going to jump back into working on my pants. These are self-drafted. I am using Karen cotton cakes, and I am using a, I think 5.5, yeah, 5.5 millimeter hook. I am using the moss stitch. It's a basic stitch, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. It's used a lot in corner to corners. I've made a couple of shirts with this particular stitch. It's a nice, easy, stretchy stitch, which is why I'm using it for the pants. And I am working from a cake that I rewound. I had quite a bit done on this leg when I realized that it was just too large. So I ripped back and made it smaller and increased my decreases, increased the rate of decreases. And now I am finished with this side and I'm working on this side. And would you please stop that, little man? I'm going to work on this side. Like I said, mom will be coming home sometime probably while we're talking. So he'll probably bark and go flying off the chair. This back here is two of my Christmas gifts. And I was really excited, well, technically 3, but I was really excited to get them and get them put up and use them today. I love the purple roses. I love the little fairy lights. So yeah, I'm going to get back here to what I was doing. I do have my, what's it called? My Volare pillow up here. Even though it's kind of hard to see. I really do enjoy using it. This is not sponsored. I bought my own. I bought one for mom. I really, really enjoy my Volare pillow. I think that it's very helpful for me. What else? We made it through Christmas, thank goodness. I hope that you all made it through Christmas. It's a wild time for a lot of people. It can also be a very challenging time, especially for those who lost loved ones on Christmas Eve and Christmas. My heart goes out to you, but I am hoping that you are able to find the good times and that you are able to grieve. And then when the grieving is done, you're able to heal. Um, what else? I just am very happy that we're on the countdown to the new year. I'm not doing like New Year's resolutions or anything like that. I'm just going to do my best to look for the good next year. I really want next year to be a very positive year for us. Um, and we'll just see what comes. I know that a lot of YouTubers are working on making changes to their channels and their lineup and how they produce their content. So I'm excited to see the changes. I am very glad that Vlogmas is over. My plan was to try and do a live every day from Thanksgiving to Christmas, but that didn't work. I just was not able to maintain that. But I am going to continue my Saturdays. Saturdays at 1 o'clock Mountain Time in the United States. What else? My hair is all kind of kinky and weird because I had a shower not too long ago, and I don't dry my hair. I let it air dry. And so it does its thing, and I get plenty of little ringlet things that don't like to stay. It'd be one thing if the curls stayed, but they don't like to stay very long. So what did you get for Christmas or for Hanukkah or for anything else that you may have celebrated that maybe you didn't know you were going to get, or that is awesome for crafting or for podcasting or just anything you do? Really, I my mom's boyfriend was over for Christmas, and he got me yarn. Mom helped him pick it out, but he got me yarn, and I was just thinking I'd get like one cake because that's all I asked for. But he got me a pack of 3 Lion Brand mandala, and he wanted to know what I was going to do with it, and it's like, really, my only 2 hobbies are knitting and crochet. And future plans, I am working on finishing these pants, and then I have some mittens that I want to finish, and then I am going to start on my winter coat. I do actually have it here. Let me see if I can get it open one-handed. Maybe not. Let's see. Now, I tried to run this through my ball winder, and I have a Stanwood ball winder, and I was not able to actually run this through it just did not work well. So I ended up hand rolling all the balls. This is maybe a third of a skein, and they're 1-pound skeins. This is super, super thick yarn, like just way, for me, very, very thick. When I'm used to working with, I think that's an extra bulky, but see, I'm used to working with, weight 2, 3, and 4. So your sock weight, your sport weight, and then, Oh dear, all I can think of is average, and that's not right. Worsted rate. There we go. I work a lot between those and really enjoy those. And so it'll be quite different to work with such a really big, thick, bulky yarn. But I'm hoping that that means that it will work up fairly quickly. I don't think it's going to be a very long, it's not going to be like a duster like type of coat. It's going to be a shorter coat, maybe like just past my waist. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a hood on it yet or not. I do have, so I have 8 skeins over here ready to go. And then I have 2 more skeins underneath the table that I need to pull out and bring over here and get them ready to go. So then that means I have 10 full skeins. And they're a real dark navy blue. It is 100% wool. And it is just 1 second. Let me count here. So I've got 2, 4. This will be 12. Okay. 3 more rounds. The yarn I got at Brown Sheep Company. Yeah. And you can find them online, but also at in Morrill, Nebraska, which really isn't that far of a drive for us. And so every so often we go over there. If I knew it was completely put together, I'd pull something else out that my mom's been working on so I could show you, but I don't think it's completely put together yet, and I don't want to mess up her stitches. But she has been working on a granny stitch cardigan. It's a hexagon cardigan. And I do not remember the colorway of the yarn, even though I've caked up several skeins of yarn for her in that color. But it's very pretty. It is yellow and pink and kind of at points some red. My mom has decided that she is going to call her Tequila Sunrise cardigan. And she's been working real hard on that. And it's looking really nice. I'm excited for her because I know that she really wants to wear it. What else? I have a, let me show you here. So this is 3-tiered. You can't see the whole thing, but I'm going to put yarn in projects over here so that they're not in I'm bad. If something goes into a project bag, more than I have 1 project bag. Can I reach it? Yep, here it is. So I've got this one, like a backpack. It's purple. I really like it. I take that darn thing everywhere with me. And so my current project usually lives in there. But if I have anything else and I put it in any other bag, box, whatever, I forget and I don't work on it. And so there's a couple of projects that'll be coming up from the basement that I have not seen nor touched in over a year that I'm going to work on trying to finish real quickly. Well, not necessarily real quickly, but get them done, get the ends sewn in, and then get them into my box of finishes. What else? That's pretty much I'm gonna have over here are things I need to work on. And that way I have more than enough room to keep all the yarn together. And it'll be out so I can just see it and grab it. I changed positions I used to be on that side of the room, facing this way, kind of catty cornered. And so what I did was I moved myself over here so that my stuff that's going to be over here wouldn't be blocking the heater vent. Because when I had all of it over there, it kind of blocked the heater and made this particular room cooler, which is not good for me and it's not good for the plants. And there goes my buddy. Mom just pulled up into the driveway, so they may start barking or they may not. Completely, they're dogs. They're going to do what they're going to do. Let me think. My mom is part of the Nurse Honor Guard in Cheyenne, and so they go to different funerals of nurses and of doctors and CNAs, and they have little I don't know if you'd say it was a ceremony or exactly what, but they have some stuff that they do to honor the fallen nurse or doctor or whomever. And Mom had had one of those big funerals this morning. And then she went out to lunch with her boyfriend and her best friend. What else? She's got on her cat hat. Her best friend made us, mine is over there still, cat hats. And they're nice and warm. That's for sure. We're going to have some playing. We have 2 out-of-town trips this week. So either I'll get a lot of crafting done or I won't get any crafting done on those days. Just kind of depends. Hopefully the one on Friday, I'm really hoping that we'll be able to figure out kind of what's going on. I want to say hello and welcome to everybody who's joined us. My name is Jamie, and I live in the southeast corner of Wyoming. I crochet and I knit. I am working on the second leg of my moss stitch pants. I am using Karen cotton cakes and a 5.5 hook. And I'm really hoping to get these done so that I can wear them on Friday. So I can at least show that particular provider that I do more than what she thinks I do. I hope you all had a good holiday and that you all are able to still enjoy yourselves. Let's see. Saturdays are my regular days to do my lives. I haven't done regular videos in a while. I am working on that. Let's see here. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to throw in the chat where you're from or what you're working on. What else? So some of the cool things that I got for Christmas are sitting behind me. I got this purple rose backdrop, and then I also got the fairy lights. I was really excited to kind of get that stuff put up last night for today. And the fairy lights are kind of cool because I can change them to several different colors. Plus, they have different patterns and flickering and flashing and chasing. I just didn't want to have that stuff on because that's kind of hard on the eyes. And I didn't want to cause anybody to have, a seizure or something like that. That would be awful. The dogs are being really good. Mom came in the house and they didn't bark. Um, Sometimes they don't bark and sometimes they do. It just kind of depends. Humphreys is so ready to go back to work. I think he finds it a little boring when we don't stay on our normal, well, not just boring, but he has problems when we don't stay on our normal schedule. Humphreys is my dachshund. He is 6 years old. And then Mom has Bella, and Bella is a dachshund Chiweenie. Well, we call him a Chiweenie, but she's a dachshund Chihuahua cross. And she's kind of the ringleader around here. If he's 6, she's 8. In fact, we got her when I got Mini Me the same year. And that was kind of weird for me because I don't really remember us getting her. I just remember all of a sudden realizing that we had another dog. But that was kind of a really rough year too. Poor Mom. She's had to go through a lot with all of us. Are you guys excited for the new year? Because boy, I am. I am so ready for 2024 to be done and 2025 to start. It seems like 2024 for me went by fairly quickly. But that just may have been because of what was going on with me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Volare pillows. Um, I bought myself one and I bought one for my mom. And I really, really enjoy my Volare pillow. They're for people that game and crochet and knit, hand stitching, anything where you could use a little posture help or something to kind of rest your arm and your project on so that you're not holding the entire weight up. Like if I was holding the entire weight of this project, my stitches would extend, they'd get bigger because the project is already so heavy. So having some place to kind of rest my project is I think a really good thing. They're kind of pricey, but I really do have to say mine has been very helpful to me. I use it all the time. What else? Do you guys have any specific tools that you like to use? When it comes to crochet, I don't care. I could use just about any crochet hook as long as they're not wood or bamboo. So any metal or plastic. But when it comes to my knitting, oh Lord, if it's not my Chagoos, it's not going to happen. I love my red lace metal Chagoos. I have both what are they called? The 4-inch and the 5-inch set. I have a sock needle set. So I really enjoy them quite a bit. I use them a lot too. I do have some that are fixed circulars, but I really enjoy the interchangeables because you just change the needles, the actual needles themselves, not the cord that they're on. And so you can go from color work to regular knit stitch. I mean, not that that's not knit stitch, but go to single color knit stitch real quickly without having to take your entire project off of one circular and put it on a different circular, which, realistically isn't that hard. You can do that. Okay, what am I at here? 2, 6. Okay, one more round, and then I can start my decreases. What else? Do you guys have anything that you would like to talk about, or any projects you're looking forward to? I have a lot of like yarn and stuff that I want to work through. And so instead of leaving it like in a box in the closet, I brought the box out here. So that way I can see it. If I see it, I'm going to work with it. If I can't see it, I'm not going to work with it. Like I'm one of those people that it needs to be out where I can see it for me to work on it, or I forget I have it. But yeah, I had to explain to mom's boyfriend that knitting and crochet is pretty much my only hobbies, and I really enjoy my hobbies. And he's not, he's enjoying the fruits of my labor without really always realizing it. I made a gemstone colored blanket for him. Well, I made it, and then we decided that I should give it to him because it's his, the colors that he really enjoys. So I gave it to him, and he went home for Christmas, and he put it on his bed. Mom gave him a scarf that I knitted. What else? And I reminded him, how to take care of the scarf, because I didn't want him to have it shrink on him or something, because that was a lot of work. It was it's just knit stitch in the round, but that I think because I was using Scarfie, but I think I did it on 3.5 millimeter needles, and so it came out really tight, which was what I wanted. I didn't want the cold air to go flying through it, because man, when the wind gets going, sometimes it really gets going around here. It's not uncommon for us to have wind gusts that are, anywhere between 50 to 70 miles an hour. And up on, up by the summit, they can get up to like 80, 90 miles per hour. They're just wind gusts. It's not that the wind is blowing that hard the whole time, but those gusts can be pretty deadly because they can overturn just about any vehicle, including semi-trucks. And I-80 tends to be not a rough road, but it's not the best road to be traveling on in the wintertime, especially when there's snow and ice. Right now, there's like no snow and no ice, so it's, where I'm at. So it's not a big deal, but if you're farther west, you're going to run into that snow and the ice on the road, and the wind just keeps it so, the ice on the road, like, really thick and really built up. I am so glad that I don't have to drive over to Laramie anymore to go to school, because that's 50 miles away from where we're at, and that's not a bad drive at all during the summertime. But when winter weather hits, man, it's rough. It is really rough. So I'm very glad that I don't have to do that ever again. That particular part of my life is over with. Okay, so here is my first decrease, and I'm going to mark it. I used to not mark my decreases, but I have found that I'm much better at keeping the decreases the same on like both arms or both legs if I mark them and just follow the same pattern. Let's see here. I changed where I'm sitting, and so I'm looking out over you guys at Mom's. I don't know if you'd call it a jungle. I'm going to call it a jungle of her mini and small African violets. She's got so many different kinds, different colors, different colored leaves, different shaped leaves. My mom loves African violets, and she really enjoys raising them from babies up to mature. So we have all different sizes, and their leaves are all a little bit different. Plus we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter cactuses. We have aloe vera. We've got some clover. We just have a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, my mom is trying to rehab a plant from work that was my boss's, but I brought it home because it was not doing too hot. And my mom has a green thumb. I do not. But I do get to enjoy the fruits of her labor. I've never been a gardener or a plant person. And Mom always has been. We've always had flowers and different things. And so it's kind of cool that we have all these flowers in the living room, because Grandma would have never allowed this. She would have seen this as just, Mom taking over her house, or she would think of it as being dirty and yucky, and I don't see it that way. We're getting free oxygen. And it's fun to have all these plants around. They bloom at different times. She has plants that are just teeny, teeny, tiny, and others that are, more of a small, what they'd call a small African violet. She has some that are a little bit bigger. It's just kind of cool. She has, I think there's even one called like the African Queen or something like that, or a Queen African violet. But my mom just absolutely loves these things. And it brings her so much joy to have these plants. And I just don't get why my grandma wanted to shut that part of my mom down. Because my grandmother's father was a very prolific gardener. He was also an electrician. He was also an interpreter. He was kind of a jack of all trades. And, you know, my grandma could grow plants too, but not like my mom. My mom has always been good at these plants. And, you know, she's always had plants to give away because, you know, she makes them and then I should say makes them. She grows them and gets them up to size, gets them to where you can separate them off. And then she keeps, you know, the little leaves or whatever, the small pieces. And then she'll give the crown or the mature plant to, you know, to somebody else. And they can get tons of joy out of that while she gets to repropagate the same plant, which is actually, I think, what she enjoys the most is, you know, taking them from just a little leaf to a mature plant with a full crown. See, I'm learning the language. My mother has been teaching me. Not that I'm great with it, but, you know, I'm trying. What else? The dogs are very happy that Mom is home. She's been gone most of the day. I'm okay, but when Mom gets home, I'm the second class person until either I have food or I'm going to bed. Then they decide that they like me again. And Humphreys, after he eats his dinner, he's got to come sit with me for a while. And I usually have my Volare pillow, and so he gets up here and he lays down on the Volare pillow and on me for, you know, usually about a good hour because it's usually while Mom is watching news. He'll sit with me, and that's always fun when he comes to sit with me. He used to not do that, but now that he's the only boy, because my old man passed, he seems to really be coming out of his shell and just doing more with me, which I really enjoy. Let's see here. I know I'm not making any New Year's resolutions, but are you guys making any New Year's resolutions? Let's see. Ooh, I don't know like how many YouTubers you guys watch online. But this is Graham Parker, Bruce Soul. So he's the Hoof GP out of, I think, Scotland. And he is just, I really enjoy the videos that he and his team put out. And this is his book. And it says Graham Parker, known to the millions as the Hoof GP, which is how I found out about him, has captivated hearts across the world with his unscripted videos set against the stunning landscape of southwest Scotland. His humble, down-to-earth charm and the raw authenticity of his work with cattle have earned him billions of views and a devoted global following. But Graham's route to success wasn't marked by good fortune from the outset. Beneath the surface of viral fame lies a story far more complex than anyone could imagine. His recognizable smile marks a man shaped by deep personal loss, 25 years of undiagnosed mental health struggles, and haunting family secrets, including the unsolved mystery of his father's death. So this is the book that he wrote about his life. And, there's some of the bad stuff that happened, some of the good stuff that happened. But I'm still trying to work my way through it, but it is a very good book. The reason why I'm having such a hard time getting through it, though, is because I have a working memory deficit. And so it's harder for me to read and remember than it is for me to hear something and remember it. And that just comes from all the different bouts of blood loss. Eventually, it took a toll on basically my brain. So yeah, but I have enjoyed what I've read so far, and it's a good book. I really enjoy watching him. He's kind of funny and unpredictable, and it's interesting to watch how they take care of cows' feet. I like animal stuff, kind of off the wall animal stuff. I also watch like New England Reptile, and I watched Dingo. Man, that was sad that Dingo passed away. I feel bad for his family. But my mom finds it kind of weird and funny that I'm scared of snakes, like very scared of snakes. But I will watch snakes on YouTube. I watch Rattlesnake Solutions, which teaches you about rattlesnakes and their behavior, as well as other snakes and animals that they run into. They're out of, I believe, Phoenix, Arizona. That's an interesting one to watch. New England Reptile Distributors, or NERD. That's a good one too. Because Kevin is always about educating everyone and taking care of his animals. You can tell that he really cares about those animals. The snakes and the different types of reptiles. He just is an interesting person. I also like to watch Mandy Von Knits. And then I like to watch like Passionate Kelsey and Crochet Vision, Crochet Crowd sometimes. Lately, I have been kind of listening to the historical side of stuff, where they're talking about like nail bind. I think it's called nail binding versus knitting, and how textiles kind of came to be thousands of years ago. That stuff to me is very interesting. What else have I listened? Oh, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Time Team, they're a British show. I think it used to be on the BBC, but now it's been on YouTube for a while. They have a lot of different episodes, and I really also enjoy watching Time Team. They have this guy on there he's an archaeologist, but his first name is Phil. He's pretty funny. He can get kind of snarky. Um, and they uncover different things, but Time Team's archaeology is done in 3 days. So they open their pits, do whatever surveys they're going to do, open the pits, do their digging and their archaeological stuff in 3 days, and then they have to close up their pits and they leave. And that seems so odd to me, because to me it'd be like, oh, well, if you found something, wouldn't you dig more? Wouldn't you take the time to investigate more? But I live in Wyoming, and we have like all kinds of places where they're pulling out like dinosaur bones and different types of fossils and all kinds of stuff. So I'm used to there being a lot of archaeological stuff, I guess, kind of going on in the background. So it seems odd to me that they would close that stuff up after they found stuff, but that's how they do it, overseas. It's different than the way that we do it here in the United States. And I'm sure it's probably different actually in every country. But I haven't taken the time to actually investigate that. However, I am very interested in, I don't want to learn nail binding right now, but I am interested in watching nail binding and kind of learning how like the first socks and whatnot were made, because they weren't actually knitted. Nail binding was what was used first. And I think it predates knitting by like 1,500 years or something like that. I mean, it was there was a big gap between, when nail binding really kind of, when they know there was nail binding versus when knitting kind of came on the rise. But it's been interesting listening to that stuff. I also listen to a lot of true crime. There's a couple of true crime podcasts, plus YouTube has true crime. And this is going to sound odd, but when I'm in like a sad mood and I'm tearful, I just throw on true crime and it snaps me out of it. And I don't know why, but I do enjoy listening to true crime and listening to how things are being solved or have been solved, like using the genetic genealogy and sometimes just good old-fashioned, boots on the ground type of police work. But to me, that's interesting. So yeah. You are more than welcome to hit like, subscribe, follow. I do these lives on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time in the United States, which is basically 1 p.m. Denver time. Because that's the closest, like, really big city to where we live. I'm very glad that we didn't actually have snow for Christmas where we're at, because then kids could get outside and actually play and do stuff instead of being stuck in the house. But usually we have snow for like Easter rather than having it for Christmas. And this year we really haven't gotten much moisture, which is just going to increase the drought next spring and next summer. But I keep hoping that we'll get moisture and that it'll be able to actually soak into the ground, into the underground water tables and stuff. But who knows? I'm not in charge of that. What else? Well, some of the stuff that I ordered for Christmas for some family members is finally on its way here. I ordered this stuff early on in October, thinking, okay, I'll have it by Christmas and I'll be able to have it, wrapped and everything because I'm ordering it early. Well, then it got delayed because the company never shipped them. And there was some back and forth. And finally, they're like, okay, we'll ship them, between December 2nd or December 20th and like January 8th or something like that. And it was like, well, that's kind of early close because it's Christmas presents, but okay. And I kept thinking, they're not going to ship. They're not going to ship because the darn things, I mean, they've had since like October 10th to ship the darn things. Well, they finally shipped them. And they're supposed to be here Monday. And so I'm excited for that because then I can get them wrapped up and we can get them over to who I want to give them to. Yeah. But it was, I don't know, that kind of frustrated me a little bit because I was trying to be proactive and order stuff early that I knew I wanted to order. But it is what it is. I got an early Christmas present from kind of late birthday, early Christmas present from the board at work. I got a raise, which was very nice. I did not ask for it. I wouldn't have asked for it because that's not who I am, I guess. However, it was very kind that they gave me a raise. And that goes in effect this pay period. Well, the one that I'm going to get paid for on Tuesday. So I was really kind of happy about that. I was definitely not expecting that. That was very kind of them. And I truly was not expecting that from them. And so that was really nice to hear from my boss. I hope she got a raise too, because she works really, really hard for them. I am blessed. I don't go back to work until the day after kids, the elementary, middle school, and high schoolers go back to school. They go back on Monday. I go back on Tuesday, which is like one of the really nice things about working for a nonprofit that a lot of our work is with the school districts. And so our work periods are very much the same, pretty much the same as the kids' school schedules. Not that I have any kids, but my nieces and nephew, well, actually, only my nephew is still in he's in high school now. His sisters are like college students. And I think they're doing okay. It's kind of funny because Zan has called mom a couple of times to ask if she'll bring him lunch. And one time she did, but the second time she had to tell him no, because we had other stuff going on. And he gets lunch at school. He just didn't want whatever they were having. And it's kind of funny because every so often, when he doesn't want what they have on the menu, then he tries to get someone to bring him lunch. Now here comes Humphreys. Are you going to talk? Are you talking? Huh? Yeah. Hi. Come here. Come see the peoples for a minute, huh? Oh, there's my big boy. Yes. There you are. Yes. So this is Humphreys. He's 8 years old. No, he's not. He's 6 years old. I'm sorry. There goes my brain. But he's just my baby. Are you my baby? Yes, you're my baby. Yeah. And I'm not using any artificial light today. That's why it looks kind of, well, to me, it looks a little weird. I'm using the natural light from the windows that I'm facing. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that you up there on the TV? I have I have my live stream up on our TV, and he just caught sight of himself. He's very aware. He's much more aware than Bella is. Very much more aware of like stuff on TV and of cars and people walking past. That's another reason why we moved. We moved. I moved my chair. So now he can't sit in my lap and look out the front door, because when I was over here and kind of a titch back, I was right across from the door, and he could sit in my lap and look straight out the door. And he did enjoy doing that, but he would growl and bark and kerfluffle because he didn't like people. He really does not like people walking past our front porch. And we're on a main road, so we do get a lot of people walking past, especially in the summertime, and then also driving past, especially at nighttime. We get a lot of those noisier vehicles driving up the street. We're on a one-way, and it's people seem to think that even though it's 30 out here, when you get up by the airport, it turns to 40. So you've got 9 blocks of where it's 30 before it turns to 40. And people will hit this light down here, and then they just haul rear end up the street. And they'll go, 35, 40 miles an hour or even more. And I don't know if it's weird, because when I lived in the basement, I couldn't hear all that stuff. He really didn't hear all that stuff. But being up here on the main floor, oh, do we hear all that stuff? Don't we, Humphreys? Yeah. Oh, you're such a love. Well, it has been almost an hour of me yakking. I hope you all enjoyed spending some time with me, and I hope you got some crafting done. I like to close out with a couple reminders. You are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Please be kind to everyone, including yourself. I hope that you have a great weekend and a great week. And I will see you technically next year, next Saturday. Bye. Yes, you're so kind. Thank you.